Hello there! In this webinar, we are going to be talking about Google+. Google+ has been around for many years, and it started as a way of Google to compete with Facebook. They wanted to create their own platform similar to Facebook, but it never really took off the way they hoped. Google Plus allowed you to create a business page, and at one point it started to create business pages for people without people even knowing about it. So through your Google Plus page, you could access Google Maps, the reviews, your YouTube channel, your Google Analytics, all of that through your Google Plus page. And you could also post directly on Google+. My name is Gloria Lafont, and I will be your presenter. Now, before we get into it deeply, I want to say that this is not a standalone, just like any other social media platform that we have talked about. It works together with the other platforms. It's more like spreading seeds all over the internet, and over time you start to see results. Now, for all of this to work, there's three things you need to have in place. First, you have to know very clearly who your target audience is, and you have to have a message that matches your audience, and in this case the vehicle is going to be Google+. You also need to have a website that converts, that when people go to your website, it actually speaks to them and moves them to the next step. And you need to have content, because you're going to be posting content. You need those three things for all of this to work. So quickly, to go over the agenda, we're going to be talking about why Google+. We're going to be talking about a simple, very simple action plan and the tools and resources that you can use to get it all done. Now, why Google+? The number one reason why you want to be on Google+ is because Google favors their own properties. The more you are using all of the Google tools that they have, the easier they find you and the quicker they find you. So that's why it is in your best interest to use all of those things that they have to offer. Now, a few years ago, Google Plus was a lot more substantial than it is now. It has really been reduced tremendously, and some people think that it may go away at some point. I don't know if it's going to go away or not, but what I do know is that we still continue to see that when you post, and it helps push rankings up. So that's the number one reason why you want to use Google. Also, it is very much a set it and forget it type of platform that you don't find anywhere else. You don't really have to go in and interact. You don't have to do anything. You just post and that's it. And you can automate that. So let's talk about a very quick, beautiful action plan. The first thing you have to do is check if you already have a Google Plus page. A long time ago, Google started to give businesses a Google Plus page, and many of them didn't know they had it. So you want to check if you already have one. For that, you go into their Google Plus and check it out, and it's going to tell you if you have one or don't have one. If you don't have one, you have to create a brand page, because now they call it a brand page. You probably noticed that Google likes to change names of their same things as they evolve and change around the way they work. They change the names as well. So now, if you don't have a Google Plus page, if you're a new business, you're probably not going to have one. So you want to create a brand page. And then you want to integrate that with your blog. If you use WordPress, it allows you to integrate your blog with your Google Plus page. So every time that you post on your blog, it's going to be posted automatically on Google Plus. Now, you do want to make sure that you have a good brand image that you have is your profile page cover is sized to the right size with your brand elements, and also you want to fill out the information, which is really very little right now. This is what a Google Plus page looks like. This is ours, of course. So you see that you have the logo, little logo, and the cover image, and that's kind of very much like all of the other pages, you know, with your little avatar and your cover image. And then you have the blog posts showing at the bottom. Like this is one, for example, that we posted. Now what happens is that every time you post, if you have selected carefully your titles, you will, if you use keywords on the titles, then that's going to definitely help these pages show up, because it goes back to your website and it really helps in showing up on the Google results. Now that's pretty much all about Google, and you can use tools to automate the whole process. Like the auto publishing from your blog is a no-brainer. And then if you can't do that for some reason, you can also use Hootsuite or Buffer to include your Google Plus page when you're posting. Now, the keys to success are clarity of your target audience, relevant, informative content, a website that converts, and to be consistent. Now, the more that you post, the more that you spread seeds around in the internet. I really don't know at this point how much longer they're going to keep that the way they have it right now. Google is always changing their own things around, but so far it's still working, and that's why we decided to include it in this webinar. It's easy enough to use, and it's worth it because it's going to push your rankings up. Now the action steps are up to you, like with everything else. I hope that this was useful and it gave you an idea that you can implement quickly in your business. Thank you so much for your time. This concludes our session. Now go implement and be successful.